Good morning, everyone. I'm Kerry Dolan. I have been with Forbes for 31 years. I started working here in New York in 1994 and then moved to San Francisco in 2000. And I was on the editorial team for a very long time, editing our list of the world's billionaires and other lists of the richest Americans. And I've just switched to become on the team working with our partners, our global partners, including Forbes Romania. So I'm super happy to be here this morning. It's really an honor to help open this landmark event here at Forbes on 5th. And Forbes Romania is carrying on the tradition established by Forbes magazine, celebrating entrepreneurship and success in business. And since I am such a longtime employee of Forbes and I am a fan of anecdotes from history, I thought I would share with you a little bit of Forbes lore with you. Steve Forbes, the editor-in-chief of Forbes and the grandson of Forbes founder B.C. Forbes, likes to cite his grandfather's wisdom, including the following. In the first issue of Forbes, 108 years ago in 1917, B.C. Forbes wrote, "Business was originated to produce happiness, not to pile up millions." Well, sometimes I think you can do both because we've got lots of millionaires, business owners, and plenty of billionaire business owners today. But B.C. Forbes' son, Malcolm, a savvy businessman who took over as editor of Forbes after B.C. died in 1954, never forgot about happiness. Malcolm imbued Forbes magazine and its brand with the idea that success and wealth are best deployed while living life to the fullest. For his 70th birthday in 1989, Malcolm Forbes threw a party for 800 guests at his palace in Tangier, Morocco. His date for the event was the famous actress, Elizabeth Taylor. Guests were greeted with fireworks and rose petals, entertained by hundreds of Moroccan dancers, acrobats, and cavalry. The event was described as a who's who of corporate America, prominent figures from the worlds of business, media, and politics in attendance. Malcolm Forbes was also a huge fan of Harley-Davidson motorcycles and hot air balloons. For many years in Forbes' Silicon Valley office, where I worked before our office moved to San Francisco, there in the lobby was one of the motorcycles that Malcolm rode across China on a 10-day trip in 1982. Malcolm, his son Tim Forbes, and 4 other teammates plus 2 cameramen were the first non-Chinese to ride motorcycles across the country from the Xi'an in the west to Beijing. Malcolm brought along a hot air balloon emblazoned with Forbes' name on it and took the balloon up on tethered rides at the end of the day when they stopped in big cities. You have to hand it to Malcolm. He had quite an imagination for unusual marketing. But back to the original Forbes founder. What did B.C. Forbes mean by business producing happiness? I believe his message was that business creates contented customers, satisfied employees, and that businesses add value to our society. And that brings us back to today. I think this forum brings together some of the brightest minds and most accomplished experts who are working to do just that, adding value to our society. Today's speakers will address challenges and opportunities within several important fields, from AI to luxury retail to wealth management and real estate. Not only do we gather here today to build crucial bridges, as Raluca mentioned, but we hope to learn from these distinguished speakers about their journey to success and perhaps hear about some of the challenges they face. Today, of course, news about artificial intelligence, AI, is everywhere. Since the introduction of ChatGPT, we have witnessed unprecedented investments from venture capitalists into AI and now AI companies into other companies like semiconductor companies. This morning I read that there is $1.2 trillion in debt now put toward AI ventures. Driven by the fear of missing out, so much money has been poured into this business despite uncertainties. Today's discussions will shed light on complexities around AI and the digital frontier. In the luxury sector, as many of you here know well, the landscape is evolving. There's been a significant drop in luxury goods consumption from parts of Asia led by China, but many luxury brands owners have experienced a decline in their stock values, yet there's still a core demand for luxury goods. What is the best way to navigate the luxury business in today's shifting sands? Also, the real estate industry, particularly the commercial sector, faces its own set of challenges. Depending on which city you live in, the vacancy rates for commercial real estate can range from nearly 35% in San Francisco, where I live, to 16% here in New York, to about 10% in Bucharest. What does that future hold for commercial real estate, and how can stakeholders adapt to these changes and challenges? As we embark on today's forum, I encourage all of you to engage in dialogue, share your insights, and collaborate. Together, we can forge powerful connections that will strengthen the economic ties between the U.S. and Romania. Thank you so much, and welcome to Forbes on Fifth.